Welcome to Just in Time series with Vishwadharma. Today's video is about real productivity. This is for management students, management graduates, those who are interested in management topics. This is an educational video creating awareness on some of the simple real life critical topics. So, what is the real productivity is all about, right? So, what is the productivity? Let's first look at the basic definitions, the standard definition of productivity. So, productivity generally, what we see or what we understand is productivity is a measure of economic performance that compares the amount of services or goods produced, that means the output, with the amount of inputs used to produce those goods and services. Basically, it is an output per unit of input, typically over a specific period of time, right? That's the definition. We can even, little bit elaborate or look at some other, professional definitions. Productivity is a measure of efficiency of a person completing a task. We often assume that productivity means getting more things done each day. Well, for a service industry, do you think it's very straightforward and very easy to compute or calculate? It's a bit difficult to define, right? Um, Defining itself is difficult. Then imagine, how do you track, how do you measure, then how do you improve the productivity? And then how do you make sure that the productivity is yielding or leading towards the profitability? It's not easy, right? Even for the managers or leaders, it's quite difficult for them to explain this to the team members. They fall in a trap of defining the formulas or certain templates, measurement and metrics, etc. While this is a conventional approach, it may or may not create any real change on the ground. So what's our tip? So what's our idea here? Right? It's very simple. Yes, it's very simple. How to know whether you spent your time productively or not? That's the problem statement, right? Meaning, how to be productive, or how do we measure productivity, or what is productivity according to, just in time series Vishwadharma's definition, right? So the simple method here is, ask yourself at the end of every month or every week, right? Ask yourself this question. Out of all the activities that I have done in last 22 days or 30 days, how many activities that I can add it to my resume, right? How much of my business highlights, how much of my business accomplishments, right, can be directly added or counted towards my resume. You can set this kind of benchmark for your own productivity, or keep this as a goal, right? I am going to add at least one bullet point as an accomplishment every week in my resume. You know what? Generally, we think about resume, we talk about resume, we update resume only when there is a need, only when there is a change required in our professional roles, right? When we move, when we leave from one company to other company, when we're looking for a job change, only in such circumstances we look at the resume. And then once we get into a job, once we find a job, then we don't even look at our resume, we don't even update our resume for years and years. That's the big mistake everybody does. So You see the link where it is the productivity and your resume. If your productivity is really good, very good, right? Then you should able to add all your activities to your resume on weekly basis. In fact, on daily basis itself. So whatever the activities that you do, ensure that it can be included or projected quantitatively and confidently, right, in your resume. Is it not a simple check? The forgotten thing? Yes or no? Right? So it can be like a metric, right? So the ratio of your business insights and accomplishments in your resume, it should be directly proportionate. If the business highlights what you are talking, what you are presenting, right, is should be directly proportional to the accomplishments or the bullet points that you add in your resume, right? Well, if you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, then definitely this, may not be really applicable for you. The straightforward key parameters are anyway applicable, right? What are those straightforward key parameters? The customer loyalty, retention, expansion, and profit. These are all the ultimate product because you are a business owner and money matters. But from the worker's perspective, right? From the worker's perspective, definitely not everybody think about profit. Not everybody's role, designed thinking about a profit. So you need a mechanism for them, a self check, a self reflection for them, a simple check for them to, get into the right direction and save time for them, right? They should be able to save time. If they save time on right things and if they focus on the right things, ultimately it leads to the profitability. So the simple check here is how many of your accomplishments of last week or last month that you can add confidently in your resume. I hope you like it. If you like it, you can subscribe so that we can share a lot of tips in the future. Thank you.